Hey, welcome to the very first episode about the Why We Started podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa Grace, and I am so happy that you're here. This is episode 1, and I wanted to give you an inside scoop about what this podcast is all about, what you're going to get out of listening, who is this for, and yeah, a little bit about me too, your host, so that you know who's behind the mic each week. If you are a small business owner who's passionate about what you do, but sometimes feels stuck, burnt out, or you're like yelling into the void online, this podcast is for you. Each week, I'll be talking to business owners, mostly here in Jacksonville, but not exclusively. I do have business owners that are outside of Jacksonville. I would love to connect with business owners all around the United States. But we're talking about the real stuff, not just what they do, but why they do it, where the passion came from, why they started their business in the first place, behind the scenes. Now, before we dive into our amazing guests that are going to be coming up, I wanted to take a second to introduce myself properly. So I'm Vanessa. I am the founder, owner of Florida Social Butterfly. I am a social media manager, content strategist, video editor, and storyteller junkie. I primarily help business owners create content that feels like them, not just what they do, but who they are. I pride myself on trying to connect their ideal clientele through their content. So I actually went to school to be a TV producer. So when I tell you that I love storytelling, I do, because I learned everything on how to create a story through video content. But back then it was not video content. It was just video shorts or packages for news stations. That's kind of what I was creating for. So now I make people look really good on screen, whether it's through filming content, mapping out content calendars, editing their videos, helping people finally figure out what to post. I love helping business owners feel confident and connect with the people that they're meant to serve. So I actually have a few businesses. I have my own business as a massage therapist as well. And I was running my massage therapy business, and I got really into promoting myself on social media, where I had a blast taking trending audio and having it to do with massage therapy, letting my clients understand different parts of how it's good for your mental health and good for your body and the benefits of coming regularly, but like crafting those videos in a way that they would connect to, they would relate to, that they would, oh my gosh, I would love to get a massage by this girl. Like, she knows what she's doing. My friends who are also business owners would reach out to me and be like, Vanessa, I love your content. Can you help me? And after a few times for it happening, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a business here. And I would love to continue helping my friends, but I'd love to help more businesses. And I've always been a networker and connecting with other businesses. So it just felt like up my alley. So when I started my social media managing business, I wanted to support more of the small business owners because I felt like there was a huge gap. How there are social media managers and you can hire a social media manager to take over your full content, but not every business owner is ready for that. Not every business owner can afford that. So I wanted to work with business owners at their different aspects of their stages of their business. So I have one-on-one consultations that we can have and talk about your strategy, your business, and just help you with marketing. I do like custom content calendars where it's more, you don't have to worry about what kind of content to come up with. I give you all the ideas that you need for the entire month, but you still have to execute it. Or I will come in, I'll film the content for you, or you send me all your content, but I create the reels for you. And then again, you still have to post it. And then when you're ready for all of that, I will do all of the work for you. So I, again, just wanted different stages of the business, and that was something that was really passionate for me for this business. So with that being in mind and knowing that I loved connecting with businesses, I knew that a part of me wanted to have a podcast, but I started thinking about having a podcast back in 2023 when I honestly first launched my social media managing business. I loved the idea of connecting with business owners, interviewing business owners, but I wanted to find a concept that would be worth their while, worth their time to be on my podcast. Because the big thing that I've noticed when doing research about podcasts is that people most likely will listen to a podcast to people that are famous, right? Let's be honest, I'm not famous at all. I am not an influencer. I don't have millions of followers. So when I thought about creating a podcast, I was like, oh my gosh, this has to be super valuable for the business owner that's coming in. I thought about just like doing tips and tricks about things that made you successful, but not every business is what quote unquote successful in their mind. As a business owner, you're so hard on yourself that it didn't feel super valuable. When I realized this podcast, the Why We Started podcast, it didn't happen until there was a day when I was feeling so stuck. I was so depressed. No one talks about it a lot, but there's a lot of depression when becoming a business owner. And it's normal because there's just so much weight on us. We have so many hats that we have to do. Whereas, like a big company, there's the owner, but then there's all these different companies that have all the hats, right? But as like a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, you hold all the hats. And sometimes you have to be the financial planner. Sometimes you have to be the marketing agency. Sometimes you have to be HR, and you still have employees that you work with, or maybe you don't have employees, it's just you. So it's hard to manage it all. And so I was feeling stuck. I was having this terrible negative talk in my head about I'm not good enough. There are so many better other social media managers out there. She is way more talented than I am. Major imposter syndrome getting worse and worse in my head. So what I do sometimes to help myself get clarity is I go for drives. So I will go in the car and I'll drive and just totally get out of my head. The drive itself wasn't really helping. So what I did was my phone usually is propped up in like a container thing so that I can use it as GPS. But what I did was I opened it up and pressed record. And so it was just facing me. And so I kept asking myself questions. Okay, clearly you're upset about having imposter syndrome. Why did you start this business in the first place? What is the goal here? What brings me joy? What do I love about this business? And as I was answering these questions, I felt this weight lifting off of me. I could feel myself being more grounded. I could feel myself getting out of the spiral. I could feel myself smiling and feeling that I could actually get excited about the business again. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I feel so much better, but that's it. I am totally not alone here. There's no way that I'm the only business owner that feels this way. I bet if more business owners had a recording that reminded them about their why, hear their voice, hear their passion in that video, it will help us feel more grounded. And maybe when you tell your story, you can connect with your audience more too. Because as a social media manager, I can't tell you how many times I will go on people's business page and just explore their reels just to see like who they are, what their vibes are. And 9 times out of 10, business owners are missing this one key element, and it's a video about their why. They're missing the story behind their business on their social media. It's like missing. They just don't do it. They like just talk about like we have this promotion coming up. Here's some services that I provide, but that why they started, it's not there. That's when I was like, oh my gosh, wait, hold on. What if I created a podcast? Not only was it a platform for business owners to talk about their business, share the story behind their business, but then also I could take that extra mile and create that video for them as well. If you are ever a guest on this podcast, you have an option. You get to be on YouTube. You get to be on all Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. And then I'll take the clips from the video podcast and I will make little reels of that podcast, like the best nuggets from it to get people wanting to listen to the podcast. And then the next day after the podcast is released, a business highlight reel will go out. It'll be on the Why We Started podcast Instagram, and it will be collaborated to your business account too. So that way you always have a about me, why we started, who we are personality wise as a brand, what our mission is on your social media forever. Basically, you would get a week full of visibility, publicity, so that you can take that video and you can share it on your website. You can take as many clips as you want from the YouTube or the podcast and post that as well. You'll get all the video content that I filmed or told you to film to use for future posts as well. So that's why when I say like, this isn't just a podcast, it's a platform. It's a chance to be seen, chance to be heard, a chance to be remembered, to connect with your audience in a deeper way, to remind yourself why you started this business, especially when it gets hard. So that's what you can expect on the Why We Started podcast. Real connections with business owners who are doing it scared, doing it messy, doing it with heart. I created this to help you stay connected to your mission so that real people can see your real story behind the brand. So buckle up. It's going to be fun, emotional, inspiring, and hopefully exactly what you need. Stay tuned for more.